Hi, I'm Srinivas Reddy Param, lecturer in computer engineering, Kulikudiksha Government Polytechnic. I'm going to handle the course Programming in C, 18 CM205C. It is the subject code which is in diploma in first year and second semester. In today's session, I'm going to discuss loop statements in programming in C. Let's move on to the content of today's session. So, loops in C. As you already know what is loops, loop is repetitive thing, and loops in C uh, has three loop statements: the while, the for, and the do while. The first two are pre-test loops, and the third is a post-test loop. We can use all of them for event controlled and counter controlled loops. So what it means basically, the while and for are pre-test loops. That means before the loop is being executed or loop statements are going to be executed, we need to test the condition. Uh, that is at the first entering before entering the loop itself, we need to test the condition. That is what pre-test means. And the third type, that is do while, is a post-test loop, where it means you are going to enter into the loop very fast, and at first you are going to enter into the loop, and then you are going to check for the condition status. Depending on the condition status, you may enter back or you may not enter, but in the case of while and for, you must check the condition, then only you have to enter into the loop. So in the case of pre-test, you have to enter into the loop depending on the condition. If the condition is true, then only you will enter, otherwise you won't enter into the loop statements, and loop statements won't be executed. Whereas in the case of post test, you will enter into the loop, then you will test the condition. So it means you will execute the loop statements at least once. In the case of post test loop statement, that is do while. Topics that are going to be discussed in this session are while loop, for loop, do while, and the comma expression. So all these things we will discuss. So loops, you can see in the figure, loop constructs in C programming are three types. The first one is while, that is pre-test loop, and for it is also pre-test loop, and the third type, that is do while, is a post-test loop constructor. We'll discuss all these in detail. The while statement, how it is being executed, you can see in the flow chart. You can see, observe, there is an expression that is going to be checked for its trueness or falseness. Depending on the expression value, that whether it is true or false, you are going to execute the loop statements. So your repetition will happen only if expression is going to be true. That means if it is true, then statements after the uh, expression will be there inside the while loop, and they are going to be executed. Once again you will go to the after executing the statements inside loop, you will go back to the expression, and you will check for the condition, that is expression status. And if the expression is becoming true, then it will again enter into the loop, and the loop statements will be executed. Finally, once the expression becomes false, it will come out of the loop statements, and it will execute the statements after the while loop. So this is the flow chart. You can have the sample code, and you can see what is there with compound while statement. That means there is a there is an expression, and you are going to see if the expression value is true or false. If the expression value is true, then you will enter into the loop statements, and you can see there are several actions. All these actions will be taken, and once all these actions were completed, then you will go back to expression, and you will evaluate the expression once again. And if the expression is becoming false, then you will come out, that is exit. This is the flow chart. And in the while C language, how the while statement is implemented, you can see there is an expression inside while condition, while there is an expression. So in between parentheses, you will have an expression, its value is going to be evaluated. If it is true, then actions will be taken up, If the action once the actions are completed, again you will go back to the expression and you will check for the expression value. If it is becoming true, then you will again execute the actions inside the while block. If these expression value changes and it becomes false, then you won't execute these actions inside the while block. That is the meaning of this while statement, and how it is gets executed. You can see there is a program that shows how the while loop executes and how it can be used. You can see it is an example for process control system example. While true, while it is true, while it is always true, temperature is get temperature. So you are going to get the temperature and assign that whatever value that you got from this function is assigned into temperature. And if temperature is less than 68, turn on heater. Else if temperature is greater than 78, turn on air conditioner. Else turn off heater, turn off air condition, and you will just come out from this while loop. So it is an example for compound while statement, where you are having so many actions. Three actions are there, three different actions are there. Those actions were taken up because of the value that was returned from the function get temperature. If it is returning value temperature, if the temperature is less than 68, you are going to turn on the heater. And if it is not if it is not less than 68, then you will check back if the value is greater than 78. That means if temperature is greater than 78, then you are going to turn on air conditioner. So since it is becoming hot, you are going to turn on your air conditioner. Otherwise, that means it is not cooler, not hotter, then you are going to turn off heater and turn off air conditioner, so the temperature is normal. So in this case you are not going to turn on the heater or turn on the conditioner, air conditioner. So it is an example for the compound actions taken with the help of the compound while statements. Now we'll see the other slide, where the program is simple while loop that prints a numbers 10 per line, and it is going to print numbers 10 per line. So it is going to print the numbers, where you can see the logic hash include std.h int main void local declarations are being used, int number, int line count. Statements are going to be printed, where the statements are enter an integer between 1 and 100, scanf percentage d ampersand number. So it is initialization statement, and you are going to test some value. If number is greater than 100, then you are going to assign number is 100. So if at all if you enter the number is being checked, and if it is exceeding 100, then you simply make the number to 100. That means you will simply initialize the number to 100. Then you will will set line count equal to 0, and while number is greater than 0, then you will make if line count is less than 10, line count is being incremented. That means up to 10 you are going to increment line counts until unless it is becoming equal to 10, you will keep on increment. And also we will check for the number. So we are going to print the numbers up to 10, 10 numbers in a line. Else printf line count equal to 1. Printf percentile 4d number minus minus number updates to loop while return 0. You can see enter an integer between 1 and 100. 15 was entered. Then you are going to print the numbers up to 15. So this program is about printing the numbers. Whatever number is entered, that number will print simply how many digits up to how many numbers you can enter the up till that number from by decrementing it uniquely by 1. So first of all, while you enter the number 15, it will be compared, and if number 15 is greater than 0, then you will see if line count is less than 10. Yes, line count is initially 0, then it is 0. 0 less than 10. So the line count will not be incremented. So it will simply move to else part and printf slash n line count equal to 1, it will initialize line count to 1. Then printf percentile 40 number minus minus, so it will print 15. Then after that number will be decremented and it will become 14, and it will go back to while condition at the entry of while loop, and it will check the condition number is greater than 0. Number is 14 now, 14 greater than 0. Again, if line count is less than 10, if line count is initially 0, but now it was incremented to 1, so 1 is less than 10. Again, 1 less than 10, so line count will be incremented, line count will become 2. Then it will become, then it will go to printf percentile 40 number minus minus. So in this case, then what it will do, it will simply print a number, the number is 14, and it will decrement like that. It will keep on decrementing the number by 1, and it prints the numbers up to 1. So it will print all the numbers up to 15 from 1, but in a reverse manner. First number 15 will be printed, after that 14 will be printed, then 13, 12. Likewise, the numbers up to 1 will be printed. So your program is printing the numbers, whatever the number you entered, that should fall between 1 and 100, and it will start printing from that number onwards till 1 by decrementing the number by 1 always. Adding a list of number, this is another program. Add a list of integers from the standard input unit, and let's see the program. Hash include std int main void local declaration int x int sum equal to 0. Statements are there. Printf enter your numbers. End of EOF to stop. So if at all if you want to stop your program execution, then you should enter EOF instead of number. You should enter EOF end of file, and inside while loop, while scanf percentile d comma ampersand x is not equal to ef. So you are comparing x by EOF. If it is not equal to EOF, that means you are going to execute your program, and you are adding sum equal to sum plus x. That means you are simply getting the sum of all the numbers that you have entered. Printf the total is percentile d comma sum return 0. So suppose if you entered one number and you want to add one more number to that number, then in that case you have to enter the number that you want to add. If you want to stop your addition of numbers that you have entered, then you simply enter EOF. That means whatever numbers are entered, all those numbers will be added up, and it will ignore then onwards, and it will stop executing. Suppose if you enter 1 first time, then you enter 2 second time, then the sum will become 1 plus 2 equal to 3, and the sum will be stored in the variable sum. And if you entered next time the 3, then the sum will become sum equal to sum plus x. Now x is here 3 that you have entered, and sum is initial, it was before it was 3, then 3 plus 3 will become 6, that is assigned to sum. So sum will hold 6, and in the next scenario, next execution, if you entered number instead of number, you entered EOF, then sum will be 6, and your execution will simply print the total is 6, and it will stop execution. So the output will be printed like the total is 6, and it will stop execution. So the program is, you are going to enter the numbers, and unless and until you want to stop by entering the input as EOF, the totals will be added up, and the final result will be stored in sum, and it will be printed. The total is something that is a sum. This is about the program. So here enter your numbers EOF to stop. So initially he entered 15, and after that he entered 22. Then what is the then after that he again entered 3, and after that he pressed end of EOF, that is control Z, that will print cap and D, that means it will stop. So the total is 15 plus 22 37 plus 3, the total is 40, the total is 40 is printed. This is the output of our program. A for loop is used when a loop is to be executed a known number of times. We can do the same thing a while loop, but the for loop is easier to read and more natural for counting loops. So for loop is you can know the number of times you are going to repeat your loop, and in your while loop also you can do the same, but it is very it is somewhat complex to print the predefined number to repeat the predefined number of iterations of the loop. So for loop is very easy when compared with while loop for implementation. Comparing for and while loops, you can see the comparison between for and while loops. In the case of while, initialization will be done before your while loop is going to be executed. So before your while loop, you have to initialize, and after that you will have expression at the while, and after that you, inside the while block, you will have actions that are going to be done, and you have to update your value so that your expression will be changed so that it can terminate. In the case of while loop, the expression is there in the while loop while statement, and initialization is there outside the while loop, and the updation of the expression variables will be there inside the while loop. Whereas in the case of for loop, you can see all these initialization, expression, and update things are there inside in the for statement itself, and the repetitive actions that are going to be done, they are there in the for loop statements. This is the difference between the while and for loop. So while will have the initialization outside the while statement, whereas the initialization inside the for will be there inside. So initializations of the for loop statements are there in the initial for statement, and expression is also there inside the for statement, and update thing is also there in the for statement. Whereas all these are not similar to the while loop. While loop will have only expression, whereas initialization and updations are outside the while statement. Updation will be done inside the while loop statement, whereas the update is there in the for statement. This is the difference you have to notice. You can see the same as part of implementation, or the syntax of how it is going to be implemented with while and for loop. Now let's see the example for a for loop. Print number series from 1 to user specified limit. So this program will print the number series up to the number specified by the user starting from 1. Hash include std.h int main void local declarations int limit statements. Printf please enter the limit scanf percentile d comma limit ampersand limit for int I equal to 1 I less than or equal to limit I plus plus. So you are asked to enter one number that is limit, and that was taken into limit variable, and after that you are repeating, you are going to use for loop statement, and inside for loop you initialize I with value 1, but there is a one local variable int I equal to 1, and you are comparing I value with limit. If I value is not greater than, if I value is not less than or equal to limit, your for loop won't be entered. But if it is less than or equal to limit, then you will jump into for loop block, and you will do something. That is what you are going to do. You are going to print the number, that is nothing but I. Initially it will be I. Suppose if you entered, let's see with an example. Suppose if you enter the limit as 5, in that case your limit value variable will be 5, and you are now initializing I value with 1, and I value is less than or equal to limit. Limit is already entered as 5. So 1 is less than or equal to 5. 1 less than or equal to 5, it is true. Expression is true. So you will enter into for loop, and you are going to print the value of I. That is 1. Initially it is 1, so 1 will be printed. After that you will go back to for loop update thing, and there your I value will be incremented. So I value will become now 2, and 2 will be compared with limit. 2 is less than or equal to limit, so it is true. Now what you will do, you will simply print percentile d comma I value is, in this case it is 2, so 2 will be printed. Likewise up to limit will be printed. So values that will be printed are 1 2 3 4 5 respectively in the single row, separated by a horizontal tab space. So this is the program logic. Let's see a sample execution of the previous program in the previous slide, where you are please enter the limit is 3. So limit was entered 3, so you will print 1 2 3. This is the output that you are going to expect from this program's execution. And one more example, a simple nested for loop. So in this case you are going to use nested for loop. In your nested for loop, it is similar to the for loop, but inside for loop you will have one more for loop. That is what is nothing but nested for loop. As we already seen nested if else statement, inside if or else we will have the one more if else statement. Likewise in nested for loop statement, we inside one for loop we will have one more for loop. That is nothing but nested for loop. In this case print numbers on a line, it is the program. So if you go into the main function, you can see one for statement where it is having the range up to 3 for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 3, I plus plus. So three times this for loop will be going to execute, and inside this we have some logic. Printf row percentile d comma I, so it will print a row, no, that is 1 initially. For int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to 5, j plus plus. So this for loop now it will be going to be executing 5 times, and it will print all these 5 numbers. So the numbers that are going to printed are 1 2 3 4 5, and these will be printed 3 times in the execution. So 1 2 3 4 5 will be printed 3 times in 3 individual rows. This is the output that you have to expect from this program, and with this simple nested for loop you can see the output. Inside row output you will see results. Row 1 is 1 2 3 4 5, and row 2 is also 1 2 3 4 5, and row 3 is also 1 2 3 4 5. How this is printed is, initially the for loop, outside for loop will be having initialization of I value with 1, and it will go enter into the loop, and it will simply print row 1. After that it will print 1 2 3 4 5 5 times. Then it will go back to outside for loop, and I value will be incremented. I value will become 2, and 2 is less than or equal to 3. That is true. Then it will enter into the for loop, outside for loop, and it will print row 2. So row 2 will be printed. 2 is nothing but percentile d comma I. So in this case I value is 2. That is why row 2 will be printed. After that colon will be printed, and after that you will simply enter into the inner for loop where it is printing 1 2 3 4 5 using j value. So second row is printed, right? Likewise, the once it completed printing the row 2, it will go back to the outer for loop, and it will check value of I. So I value is now in this case I value is 3. 3 less than or equal to 3, again it is true, and row 3 will be printed. 3 is simply substitute of percentile d comma I of your outside for loop. That is, so I value is 3. So row 3 will be printed. After that it will enter into the inner for loop, and inner for loop will be executed 5 times, and it will print 1 2 3 4 5. So it finally prints row 1, row 2, row 3, and each row is same, because each time inner for loop is printing the number starting from 1 to 5. So all these three rows will be printed. Now let's look at another program, or another session, another slide, where we have do while statement. This do while statement is similar to the for and while. You can observe the differences also. It is also for the same purpose, but in a different manner the implementation was done. So initially you can see in the first flow chart, you can see there is a statements are going to be executed. After that you will check the expression. So inside the do, after do there are some statements. These statements are going to be executed once. After that you are going to check for expression that is there in the while statement. So expression, it will be evaluated. If it is true, then it will go back to the beginning of the do, and it will execute the statements once again, and after that it will check the expression again. If it is false, then it will come out. So in this case, until and unless your expression is false, it won't come out, but the statements won't are going to be executed at least once, and expression will be evaluated. If at all, if your expression is false, then it will come out. Even if your expression is becoming false, the statements are going to be executed at least once. That is the difference with while and for loop statements. That is the difference when you compare with while and do while, and also for and do while. So do while statements are going to be executed at least once, and your condition is not checked beforehand. That is, it is a post test condition, as we already discussed in the early sessions, early slides of the this session. The statement for and while are post test condition statements, whereas the no, they are pre test condition statements, whereas the do while is a post test condition statement, loop statement, and it is also loop statement. And you can see the implementation, it is with a single action. You can see the first flowchart, and with multiple actions you can see the second flowchart, where the so many number of actions are present. All these actions will be taken at first, and then the expression will be evaluated. If the expression is true, then once again these actions are going to be repeated. That is, the actions will be present in the loop statements, and these will be taken up. If this expression is false, becoming false, then it won't execute these actions again, and it will execute these statements after these actions. And you can see the implementation. First of all, there is a do statement, and after that there are some actions inside the loop, and these actions once are taken up, and you will go to the while statement, and you will check the expression inside the while. If the expression is evaluated, and if the expression is evaluated true, then once again you will go to the beginning of the do statement, and you will execute the actions, and you will come back to while, and you will evaluate the expression. Once this expression becomes to false, then you will come out of this do while statement. This is the logic of do while statement. Now we'll see the example program. Two simple loops demonstrate while and do while loops. So here in this program, we are going to show how the while and do while loops they work. So inside main, there is a local declaration into loop count. Statements are there. Loop count equal to 5. Printf while loop. You are demonstrating the while loop, and you are in your while loop. You are having the condition pre-condition, that is loop is checked whether if it is greater than 0 or not. So initially it was 5, so it is obviously greater than 0. So it will printf percentile 3d loop count minus minus. So it will print 5 at first, and it will go back to loop count. It will after loop count is decremented, post decremented loop will become 4, loop count will become 4, and 4 is greater than 0. So percentile 3d loop count will be printing now 4, and once again post decrementation will be done, then loop count will become 3, and 3 greater than 0. So again it is the while condition is becoming true, so it will print loop count once again. So the value that is going to be printed are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 won't be printed. Why? Because 0 is greater than 0, it is false, and then in that case it will come out of this while loop. So it will print numbers up to 1 from the number 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, with the 3 spaces will be used, with the 3 spaces as gap for these numbers that are going to be printed with the while loop. And we can see the other part, that is how the do while loop is going to be implemented. Loop count is now again 5. Printf do while loop. So we are now going to illustrate how the do while loop is going to work. Do printf percentile 3d loop count minus minus. So in this case, you without checking any condition, you entered into the do loop statement, do while loop statement, do while loop block, and you decremented loop count. So the value of loop count is first 5 will be printed, after that loop count will be decremented, that will become 4. Now you are going to check the condition loop count, whether loop count is greater than 0 or not. You are checking 4 is greater than 0, so it is greater than 0, and then you go to do while block, and you will enter you will execute this statement, printf statement, and it will again print 4, and after that you are decrementing the loop count. So loop count will become 3, 3 greater than 0, again you are going to print the value 3, 2, 1, like that. It will print these two statements, outputs. While loop is also working the same, do while loop is also doing the same task, but it is using some different logic. That is the difference that you have to observe. While loop is not checking the condition at first, but do while loop is checking the condition at first, then it is entering into the loop and it is printing the statement, output statement, printf percentile 3d loop count minus minus. Whereas do while is without checking the condition, it is entering into the loop and it is first printing the output, then it is checking the condition. So condition is checked post the action. That's why it is called post test conditional loop statement. Post test condition loop statement. So you can see what is the difference with the pre and post test loops. So observe, while loop is having the condition that is checked first, that's why it is called pre-test. Nothing prints. So in this case, nothing is going to print. While false of something is there in the while loop, that is printing hello world. So since it is initially it is false, it won't print anything. But whereas with do while, your condition is not checked early, so it is not a pre-test condition statement. That's why it is called post-test loop statement. So it will print hello world. After that, while condition is checked, so condition value is false, that's why it will come out. So although the statements are looking similar, the while loop is checking the condition at first, that's why it is not printing anything. Whereas the do while is uh, checking the condition after the action was taken up. That's why it will print hello world. This is the difference you have to observe. So while loop with the help of while loop, the statements are going to be executed at least 0 times, whereas with do while, the statements are going to be executed at least once. Irrespective of the condition, do while statements will be executed at least once, whereas with while, the statements will be executed only if the condition becomes true. Now let's see what is there is another program how your do while loop executes. Add a list of integers from the standard input unit. So it is also the same program that we have seen with the while loop statements, but with do while how it is going to be implemented we will see. Inside main, we are having local declaration int x, int sum equal to 0, into test EOF. You are having one more integer variable, that is test EOF. You will initialize this test EOF so that it will be checking whether you are going to continue with your addition of integers, or you are going to stop your list of integers. And the statements that are there inside this main function are printf enter your number. So you are asking to enter numbers. EOF is required to be entered if you want to stop your entering of numbers. And inside do, you are having test EOF equal to scanf percentage d comma ampersand x. So you are scanning some number and you are assigning this number to test EOF. If you are entering something not that is not a number, then it will simply say that you are going to stop your addition of numbers. If test EF is not equal to EF, then what you are doing, you are adding sum with the number that you have entered. Sum equal to sum plus x. If at all, if it is becoming equal to EOF, then it will simply do nothing. It will not add anything. And while test EOF is not equal to EOF, you are going to repeat your addition of numbers to the sum. Sum is initially 0, then it will add all the numbers that whatever you have entered. If you don't want to enter the numbers, then you have to enter EOF. Then in that case, your addition of list of numbers will be stopped. And printf slash n total percentage d slash n comma sum. Finally, once you have come out of the do while statements, you will print the total, that is the total of the numbers that you have entered in the list. So you can see the results in the run one. You are asked to enter numbers. enter your numbers EOF to stop. You will keep on entering the numbers. First you entered 10, then you entered 15, then you entered 20, then you entered 25. After that you want to stop. For the stopping thing you have to enter control Z, that will give cap D, that is end of the file. So after that the logic is already 10 is added to 15, so 25 will be there in sum, and once you enter 20, then 25 plus 20 will be added and 45 will be there in the sum, and you entered one more number, that is 25, which is not equal to EOF. So the addition will be carried out and it will add what is there in the sum is 70. So finally 70 will be there, and you stopped entering the numbers by pressing Ctrl Z. So your while loop, while condition will become true. Test EOF is now control, that is EOF is nothing but control D, control Z, end of these thing. So it is not equal to EOF, it will carry out, otherwise it will simply come out. So it has come out and it printed total percentile D slash n comma m sum. So it will print simply the sum, that is the result is the 70. In run 2 you enter you once again you have run the program and you asked to enter your numbers EOF to stop. You simply entered directly end of file, so EOF is directly entered, so it will match with the condition. Test EOF is not equal to EOF, it is not, it is equal to, so if the if condition will not do any addition, and it will go to while test EOF is not equal to EOF. It is the thing that you have entered is not equal to EOF. So it will simply come out of that, and you are going to print total. Total is initially the sum is 0. So it will print 0 itself as the result. Now we have the other thing, that is comma separated expressions. So expression, expression, expression. So inside your expression thing, that is there in the for or while for loop statements, there is initialization, and after that you have expression, and one more thing you have update, and inside in your expression what you can do, you can have the nested expression, that is nested comma expressions. You can use nested comma expressions with for loops, so that you can implement the concept of nested things with multiple variables. So multiple conditions can be now checked, and multiple updations can also be performed with the help of the nested comma expressions. You can see this programmable sample program where you are using comparison of while and do while for illustrating the things. So in main function we have some local variables declared, that is loop count and test count. Statements are there. Statements loop count equal to 1 and test count is initialized to 0. So loop count is initialized to 1 and test count is initialized to 0. Printf while loop, you are printing while loop, how it is going to work. You are going to illustrate while loop, how it is going to implemented with comma separated expressions. While test count plus plus comma loop count is less than or equal to 10. So you are simply checking test count plus plus count is test count is incremented by 1, and also you are checking the condition loop count whether it is less than or equal to 10, or also you are checking. Then you are printing printf percentile 3d comma loop count plus plus. So you are printing loop count. Then you are printing printf loop count is percentile 3d comma loop count. So once you printed loop count as many number of times as your loop count. So loop count was initially 1. So 1 is less than or equal to 10. So initially it is true, and test count is initialized to 0. Then it is incremented as 1. And you are printing the loop count. Loop count was initially 1, and loop count is printed 1, and after that it will be post incremented. So loop count will become 2. 2 is less than or equal to 10. So again your test count will also be incremented. Test count will become 2, and your loop count is now also checked. Loop count will become 2 less than or equal to 10. You are printing 2. Likewise you are going to keep on printing these numbers up to 10, and finally you are printing loop count percentile 3d comma loop count. So now loop count will be 11, as loop count was incremented post post incrementation was used, and loop count was 11. So you can see, printf number of test count, how many number of tests were done, was also printed. And you are doing the illustration of do while also with the help of this loop count and test count. Initially loop count is 1 and test count is 0. Printf slash and do while loop, how it is going to work also you are going to illustrate with the help of the output, with the help of do while implementation. Do printf percentile 3d comma loop count plus plus, while test count plus plus loop count is less than or equal to 10. You are implementing the same thing, but you are using with the help of do while. So you can see the output printf loop count in this case is 11, whereas number of tests is 10. So you can expect the same result, but the difference is number of tests that are done was 11 in the case of while loop, whereas the number of tests that was done with the help of do while is 10. That is the only difference. You can observe the difference. Thank you. In this session, we discussed the various loop statements, what are the loop statements and how they are implemented, and also the flowcharts that we have seen the whether pre-test conditions will be taken up, how the pre-test condition will be done with the help of flowchart, and how the post-test will also be done with the help of the flowcharts. The pre-tests were taken, were checked, pre-tests were performed with the help of, in the case of while and for loop statements, whereas the post-test conditions were done in the case of the statement that is do while statement. So for and do while are loop statements, whereas do while is a post test statement. For and while loops will not be executed until and unless the condition becomes true, whereas the do while, without checking the condition, it will be executing at least once. So that is the difference between the for while and do while. So for while are pre-test statements and do while is a post test statement. Thank you. This completes our session for today.